Everyone asks why they keep coming, why they risk everything to cross a border, why they break the law to get here. But that's the wrong question. It's like asking why someone jumps from a burning building instead of asking what fire was chasing them out. The real question isn't about the choice to come. The real question is what they were leaving behind and what they were walking into. Because once you know that, the word illegal stops being about a decision they made. It starts being about a situation they inherited. If you stay where you are, you can see the ceiling. You work hard, you do everything right, but the ceiling doesn't move. It's been the same for your parents. It will be the same for your children unless something breaks. The wages don't climb, the opportunities don't appear, the future looks like the past. But if you leave, that ceiling disappears, or at least it feels like it does in the moment you decide to go. In America, the money is different, the scale is different. A day's work pays what a week pays at home. You can send money back, real money, enough that your family eats better, enough that your children have options you didn't have. You can breathe in a way you couldn't before. That feeling, that possibility, that's what pulls people forward. Not greed, not criminality, just the simple human instinct that somewhere else the rules might be kinder. But leaving costs something that doesn't show up on the first day. You separate from your family. Your children grow up and you watch it through a phone screen. Your parents age and you're not there to see it happen or hold their hand when it gets hard. That bill comes due later, but it comes due. Every day after you leave, your illegal status follows you like a shadow. You lose a job and you can't report it. Your boss doesn't pay you and you have no recourse. You get sick and you're terrified of the hospital because of who might be there. These aren't occasional problems, they're the texture of every single day. Here's the part people don't talk about. You left planning to stay temporarily, 1 year, maybe 2, earn money, build something, go home. That was the plan. But you can't go home, not really. Your status means if you leave, you can't come back. If you try to return, you're caught. So that 1 year becomes 2, becomes 5, becomes a decade. You're sending money back while you're stuck in a country that doesn't claim you. You escaped one cage looking for freedom and ended up in a different kind of cage. And if you're deported after all those years, if immigration catches you and sends you back, that's not the end of it. You've been in America, you've made money. In the eyes of cartels back home, you're a target, kidnapping, extortion. The moment you step off that plane, that risk is waiting. You didn't just lose your ceiling when you left. You lost the ability to safely go back. If you stay, your family is in the same room. You watch your children grow. You're there when your parents need you. Language works the way it's supposed to. The culture isn't something you're translating in your head, it's just how things are. You know the rules, even the unwritten ones. You understand how things work because you've lived inside them your whole life. You have roots, people know your name. You belong to a place, even if that place isn't wealthy. Something shifts over time when you stay. Years accumulate. You build relationships in your community. Your children grow up speaking the language naturally, not as something foreign. You age in a place you understand, surrounded by people who understand you. There's a stability in that, not comfort necessarily, but something deeper. The stability of knowing where you are, of not being constantly translated, of not living in fear that one wrong moment ends everything. But the sailing never moves. You work and the wages stay the same. You look around and nothing has changed. Your parents worked this hard, their parents worked this hard, and the future for your children looks exactly like the present you're living in. The opportunities are narrow. Education costs more than you can afford. Healthcare is unreliable. If your child gets sick, you're choosing between money you don't have and watching them suffer. Those choices compound. They stack across a lifetime. That narrowness doesn't end with you. It carries forward to your children. They inherit the same ceiling you did. But here's what most people outside never see. If you stay in your country, there are 2 governments. One is official. Laws, police, courts, institutions. The other one isn't official, but it's real. It's the cartel. The cartel collects taxes like a government collects taxes. They call it protection money. You pay or your family pays. The official government doesn't stop this. Sometimes they're complicit. Sometimes they're too afraid. Sometimes there's no meaningful difference between them. So staying isn't safety. It's not stability. It's living between two powers that both demand obedience. Every day you're deciding which one to fear more, which one to comply with, which one will hurt you worse if you refuse. The illegal crossing isn't a criminal's choice. It's someone trying to escape a structure where both doors, staying or the cartels, are forms of control. Leave and you're trapped in a country that isn't yours. Your status is permanent illegality. Your freedom is conditional. One mistake and it's over. You send money home while you're locked in place. Decades pass. You can't safely go back because the cartel sees you as a target now. Stay and you're controlled by two powers in the country that is yours. The official government and the cartel both collect their price. You choose which threat feels smaller on any given day. Your children inherit the same impossible choice. This isn't a choice between good and bad. It's not even a choice between acceptable options. It's a choice between two forms of control, between being trapped outside your country or being trapped inside it by forces you didn't create and can't escape. One keeps you from leaving, the other keeps you from staying safely. Both are cages. The difference is which cage you're willing to live in, which control you can bear. People don't cross borders because they're criminals. They cross because both sides of the choice are forms of imprisonment. They're picking the cage that feels less suffocating in the moment they decide. That's the trade-off, not between freedom and captivity, between two different kinds of captivity, and we call the attempt to escape it illegal. So when you ask why they come, you're asking the wrong question. When you call it illegal, you're naming the symptom, not the disease. The real question is simpler and harder at the same time. Would you rather be trapped in a country that isn't yours, living in the shadows, unable to leave safely? Or would you rather stay in your own country, controlled by two governments, one official, one violent, forced to choose daily which one to obey? Those are the actual choices. Not come or stay. Not legal or illegal. The choice is between two forms of control, between being locked outside or locked inside. Most people have never had to make that choice. Most people have the luxury of not understanding why someone would risk everything, break the law, spend years in fear. But if you understand the structure of the trap, the word illegal stops being about morality. It becomes a description of someone trying to escape a system where both doors lead to a cage.